Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo, issue number 5 by Marc Silvestri and Adi Prianto from DC Comics Black Label. Uh, Guys, I totally forgot about this book. Not sure why, maybe I just got too many books and I just, my interest lied elsewhere. I'm not entirely sure. Unfortunately, I don't have issue 6 and I'm not sure if I can get it anymore, so I have to dig, to get the last issue, right? So, and I basically also forgot a little bit about the story, but it's not that complicated. Anyway, so we have Bennett here. Bennett was, if I remember correctly, is part of the force, of the Gotham Police Force Department, Gotham Police Department, something. Anyway, and we said Bullock here, so he's targeted because of what's happened in the cathedral. See last issue. We see a little bit of a recap here too. But Bennett is he's an asshole, and he says, "Hey, I don't need you. I got my own arsenal here. Nobody's gonna touch me," and etc. And he said, so basically, he's just say to Bullock, "Get out of here," and then he thinks he can order some police around because he's running out of beer, but nobody's answering. And then, well, this looks great. So yeah, so he's also boasting that he's not afraid of anyone, and then he's dead. Of course, DC Comics does this again, wasting a complete page. I'm done with that. And then we go to the destroyed cathedral years ago, and we have this recap what's happened. The daughter of Donald Sims is dead. And Batman believes that Donald Sims is the one that's behind all this whole killing and with the different Jokers. But then we see another black page, the recap, part of the recap that, started in the last issue. Donald Sims lost an eye here because Joker and Harley had some kind of an armored car. They tried to escape the police and they ran their van into this cathedral where there's a wedding, and unfortunately people died. And then Bennett comes in against the wishes of Batman, because Batman says, gets the police for, hey, don't come in because reasons. And but then they do it anyway. But Joker has rigged the place, and and then they jumped in, and then just bombs, grenades goes off, etc. And so the whole thing is gonna explode, and Batman tries to rescue as much as possible as they can, but the daughter of Donald tries to rescue her father. Batman dives towards these people, to these two, but then I believe there was the story that the city wants to build a subway tunnel underneath the foundation. The idea has met with heavy public protest because, I don't know, this sacred, not sacred ground, but, this a cathedral that has, what's the word I'm looking for? Has a high regards with the people, living around the cathedral. I don't know. There's just some worshipping thing going on, I guess. Maybe I should read it and then understand a little bit. So Gabriel's was considered a marvel of engineering when it was built nearly 200 years ago. Because the structure has so tall, it has said that only God's will kept it from collapsing. Well, there you have it, right? So, but because of the city built the railroad anyway, it saves Batman's lives and Bennett, but not his daughter. And yeah, so Batman is coming back to this place, and then he sees someone, and he has decided to follow in, also use a tracker, a bat tracker. Then we go to Wayne Manor, and the Joker is here, and he says, I need to pee, I need to go to the bat room, haha. And then he says, ooh, plot twist. Yeah, so maybe the most of you know, but Barbara Gordon has a personal beef with the Joker because in a very good comic years and years ago, in the time when comics were actually good, in my humble opinion. Joker almost killed Barbara Gordon, paralyzed her. That's how she became Oracle Lady, because she couldn't be Batgirl anymore. And I don't know, in this universe it's reversed, or maybe not happened, or maybe different. I don't know, man. I don't believe this is canon at all, I guess. Also, I still don't like this costume of Barbara. It's just a jacket, that's purple with yellow on it, and a couple of gloves and a cape. I miss the spandex costume that looked way better, in my opinion. Anyway, so she's hammering and hammering Joker's face, and he says, "Hitting a man in shackles? You're afraid of a fair fight, tough guy." And then she's doing this. Oh, I like you. Well, that was cool, actually. And so they're having a fight. But, Joker is no slouch either. He's fighting dirty. That's his MO, right? But then Batgirl fights back and almost, chokes him. And he says, "You're dead, you son of a bitch." And then Batman comes in and he says, "Hey, let him go." And so later, Barbara is trying to lecture Bruce, because she cannot believe that Joker and Batman are working together after all what's happened, etc. And also her father is missing, and she thinks that Joker did it. And Batman says, "Well, no, it's more complicated than that. It's not the Joker." He basically says that he needs the Joker to find him. But Barbara is not happy at all, because if Batman was disappeared, her father would do everything in his power to find Batman. And Batman says, "Well, even with my wealth and technology, he cannot find Bruce Gordon," and then she thinks that's BS, right? Anyway, and so he says, "I need the Joker to find him." Also, the burning stuff because of the here in his eyes. Yeah, it looks cool, but the dialogue doesn't really represent the fire in his eyes. Get it? Fire, eyes, burning, get all that stuff. I guess that's what it symbols, but the dialogue does not really reflect that, unfortunately. So, all right. So now more tech talk. So more of a recap about about the let's say the Joker virus. It's not a Joker virus, but they call it a synthetic cell technology to fight cancer that Sims invented. And at some point, he concluded that the military could be less concerned about the side effects if it meant that they would get a nearly indestructible soldier. They've seen some of the results, but there were side effects that especially disturbing. So the DNA, when the new DNA was introduced into the host body, it brought certain memories and traits along it, something long considered impossible. Because of this, many of the test subjects suffered acute schizophrenia and severe multiple personality disorders. The treatment literally caused them to go insane. Okay. Now, Bennett has find a certain solution to that. So because of the failures, he realized he needed a certain time of kind of blood to reverse it or counter it, and he had the particular blood type, right? But there was some complication as well, and so it seems that well, let's come to that a little bit later, right? So then we go to Commissioner Gordon, who missed a finger because whoever is holding this guy, I believe this guy's being hostage, he's been blackmailed to he's a doctor, they know each other, they heard him, and they sent parts of the body to the police force, right? In the last issue, if I remember correctly, somebody lost an eye, and I thought, oh my God, man, he is, right? But then it seems that the doctor, who is a friend of Jim, actually did this to himself, because the people that take hostage of him and Jim, they kidnapped his daughter or hurt his daughter or something like that. So he's been forced to hurt Jim a lot, but he doesn't want to do it anymore. All right. And then, I don't know, we have Joker in some kind of a costume, and he thinks that he can now leap tall buildings in a single bound. Um, it looks cool, but I think Joker is a way more skinnier guy. He is not that well, he can be ripped, but he's more not buff on the upside. Anyway, so they're going together into this lair, in this cathedral, and they're going and going. And there's some zombies or monsters coming out of the ground, and they all, we see the narrative, what's going on. I skipped that part. But then we see more Joker versions. And Joker is pleased. He says, that's a lot of bees. But then Batman says, he did some digging, right? So hidden in the documents has a secret patients list. The test subjects for the synthetic cell program has been diagnosed with various cancers, all of them terminal. In a matter of weeks, they were all cured. Donald Sims' predatory cells exceed all expectations and destroyed any cancer that they encountered, but within months, the subjects' bodies turned against them. Sims employed aggressive treatments to counteract the cell mutations, but encountered a problem he couldn't solve. Early on, he found that blood was the key. I talked about that earlier. Specifically, a rare blood type with an unusual lot of antigen component. Sims himself has the blood type and used samples of his own tissue as the genetic foundation for the synthetic cells. Okay, that's interesting. But then we are moving further. The grim reality was that for the treatment to work, a genetic match with Sims was needed. Ultimately, this was unachievable, and all of these test subjects died, except the one that had the necessary genetic characteristics, his daughter, Amanda Sims, the one that died, right? And then we see all, they are reenacting the bride and the groom and this whole ceremony, including Bennett, the guy from the beginning that has died. So this is all a play. And then we hear a voice, and it's Harley Quinn. Yeah, and this, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure if this is canon, because as far as I know, Harley and Joker are not together anymore. She hates him or something. But here they're still together. And then we see Donald Sims. And I thought, hey, wait a minute. I thought Donald Sims was the evil guy. And he says, Batman, you need to get out of here. I hope I was wrong. And she says, Father, don't be rude. You can't tell the guest of honor to leave their own party. So I saw glimpses in the previews. I thought this was Harley Quinn, right? But no, it's the dead daughter of Donald Sims, and she is alive because probably of the treatment. And maybe she is the cause of all this. Maybe she is responsible for all this. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe Donald Sims helped it along the way, because I guess he misses his daughter, used her as a test subject, went horribly wrong. She came alive, and then, I don't know, is a warped version of herself. That's me guessing, but that's probably the conclusion of issue number 6. We're going to see if I'm, get the damn issue. Anyway, she says, okay, well, basically says, hello, everybody, let's begin. And then we see also Jim Gordon. It's good to see you, old friend. Ready to kick some ass. And that leads us to the next issue. Yeah, I wonder where this is going. So everybody's here to play the game. Stop doing this. I paid for this. I don't want to see this. Anyway, then we see some sketches from Marc Silvestri. Marc Silvestri is really good as an artist. I love his work. It looks good, man. It looks really, really good. And I appreciate him doing this, because I'm a big fan of, inking, line work, and all that stuff. It's just great. And then we have here all the covers. I believe that has been done with the issue 5. That leads us to the end of the video. Guys, let me know what you think about it. Like I said, it's not perfect. There's some flaws in here, but overall, it's still a strong book. I hope I get the last issue soon, and then we're going to wrap it all up. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and bye-bye.